Alright, so I got a little bit of a Gorillaz theory. I think we've been looking a little bit too deeply into this. I think the true story might actually be everyone's journey into themselves. Each of them got high, and while they were under the influence, they met entities. That's why there's these beings that have passed on there. They're not actually meeting these beings physically, they're meeting them in the metaphysical. And that explains their new looks. Now let's go over who each probably met on their trip into the mind. So Murdoc has clearly met Raven. I just look at those two together. He's definitely influencing him. 2D met a dragon, either Vitra or Viali. Now Russel, I think he might have actually met Del. So we've been getting some hints that Del's back. During the getaway tour, he was actually riding in the van. But it could be any of the spirits of the dead, because Russell's always meeting spirits of the dead. That's just kind of his thing. And then I think Noodle met the spirit of the monk Daruma. Because if you look at her look, she is actually mimicking a Daruma doll. I mean, it's very similar, even the expression is the same. And then as mentioned by King Fabian, there's new promo art for Gorillaz, and with that red jumpsuit, Noodle looks very much like a Daruma doll. And I mean, we thought it was a porcelain doll, Daruma doll, it's still a doll, it makes sense. And the monk is often seen depicted in this red cloak, which could be our red cape reference with Noodle. And just to follow up on what Fabian asked in this, why is Noodle being kind of sensual in this? If this has to do with her relationship or falling in love or getting married, I mean, those things are involved, so it could be hinting towards that. She could be looking at her lover, who knows? Or she could just be trying to be sexy again. She's done it before. It's not the norm for Noodle, but if she is under the influence, when she's high, she might be more sensual. That might be what we're seeing. And another thing to add to Daruma dolls is that they are a Japanese and Hindu cultural shared connection through Bodhirama. They represent perseverance, luck, and goal achievement. Again, we're getting that luck symbolism, so maybe it is a luck dragon with 2D. But if 2D is aligned with the other dragon, with the evil dragon, does that mean 2D might be the enemy this time around? Now that would be quite the switch up. Also, something else I wanted to mention, the fact that the Sanskrit forms a symbol over 2D's head, it really reminds me of the last cult symbol. So maybe all those rituals are sinking in, and maybe he truly is the villain this time around. And speaking of 2D, something else I noticed is the glasses. One of them is sunglasses, one of them is regular glasses. And to me, I think that kind of represents the duality of the album. How half of the songs are about focusing clearly on what's going on, the bad things, the negative things, like the God of Lying. And then the other half is sunglasses kind of shading the eyes, ignoring the problems, and just trying to be happy anyway. So I think this is the two ways they're dealing with things. The things following Cracker Island and them getting chased by the cops and running away to India. I don't know, there's just a lot to talk about. There is so much information here and so much we're missing. I cannot wait for the album to drop and the phase to drop and actually get some answers. What do y'all think's going on? Let's talk about it in the comments. Stay tuned for more Gorillaz news.